Okay. Awesome. Welcome, welcome. We're so glad you guys are all here tonight. Um, I'm really excited because we're going to dive into peptides and really these natural peptides that I've come to really love and be excited the more I learn about them. So I'm excited to be able to share with all of you a little bit about that. So even though I am recording, if there's background noise, you can mute, but I love interaction. So if you want to be off, keep your mic on and interrupt me and ask questions, I'm all for it. Go for it. I love the interaction. But if you are like, hey, I can't, and you want to use the chat feature, you're welcome to do that as well. Um, I might make somebody, Brittany, are you in a space if I make you a co-host, you can let people in?
Yeah,
Okay, let me do that real fast. Otherwise, I'm going to keep getting distracted here.
notifications. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay, thanks, Brittany.
sure.
All right. So, like I said, I'm Terese Hamilton. I'm in Arizona, like a lot of you on this call, even the ones that aren't are originally from Arizona that are all on this call. So this is awesome. But I am married. I have three grown kids, and I have been teaching about health and wellness for the last 15 years with different natural products and wellness products, and recently have dove into the whole peptide world. So I'm excited to really talk to you about that. Some of the things that you're going to expect tonight from us, really, I want this to be kind of simple, easy to understand. I'm trying to keep this at 30 minutes, but I'll be honest, this is the first time presenting this deck of slides that I created. So I'm really going to watch my time and see if we can do 30 minutes. That's my aim. Um, but really, I want to talk about what are peptides, why they even matter in our health, how they support our bodies. And if this is something that resonates with you, I'm also going to show you how you can get started and the best way to get the best price, which is really great. But again, my goal is for you to leave here with a little bit more knowledge, not overwhelmed, and knowing um, a little bit better how these can support your bodies. So I want to start off with kind of a problem that we all have. We get into this burnout loop. I am about to turn 50 this year, and I definitely am in this burnout loop where where we start to, maybe you have stress that starts to disrupt then our sleep. And when we're not sleeping well, our body doesn't recover the way it should, and that might lead to muscle loss. And muscle loss drives our metabolism. So now our metabolism is slowing down. And then we're storing more fat, right? And that causes stress in our body. And it's this repeat, this loop of not feeling well. And sometimes we're thinking, oh, we just need more willpower. We just need to do, if I could just make sure I'm sleeping better, then everything else will fall in place. Or if I just eat better, everything else will fall in place. And we get stuck in this cycle. So I'm going to talk about how some of these peptides can actually break this loop because we're going to work on all of these areas. They're not singular. They all work together. It's important that we address all of them. So it's not just kind of managing those symptoms, but really supporting our body in a different way. And that's where these peptides come in. So peptides are going to help our body to communicate better. That's when our body has the right signals, it can start to repair, recover, rebalance. And so instead of staying in that loop, we actually begin to disrupt it. So I want you to imagine for a second that your phone, you have a cell phone and it's blowing up with messages all day long, but your screen is turned off and maybe your sound is muted. Would you know what was coming in? How would you know what you needed to respond to? No. And so that's what's happening in our bodies every day. It's constantly getting these messages or sending out messages telling us what we need, but we don't understand. Those messages aren't getting heard. So that's where peptides come in. Peptides are these messages that your body uses to communicate. They don't force your body to do something, they simply remind it to do something. So it might tell you to shut down and go to sleep, or it will tell your body to digest, right? They're the communication within your cells. So something that's really important to understand is that peptides are not new. This is not foreign to your body. It's actually your body is made up of proteins, and proteins are built from smaller pieces called peptides. So your body already knows what they are. That's how they communicate. So I want you to kind of think of this like Lego pieces, okay? So amino acids are each individual Lego piece. And when you start connecting a few of those Lego pieces together, those would be your peptides. Those could be anywhere from 2 pieces to 50 pieces, could be a strand of peptides. And then when you put all of those strands together to build your structure, that's your protein. Okay. So this is why peptides can be really powerful because our body, again, already knows what to do it. So when we're eating protein, our body breaks that down into the peptides, and then those get put into your amino acids. And the amino acids is what goes into your bloodstream. Okay. And then your body tries to kind of figure out, oh, what do I do with these amino acids, and things like that. So here's the challenge is that by the time that the protein is fully broken down, it loses specific messages. So your body still is getting those building blocks, but it doesn't always know exactly where that message needs to go or what your body needs to do. But when people started researching this, what they came to is if we could get the peptide into the bloodstream instead of the amino acids, then that would be a direct communication with your DNA. So amino acids don't have that direct communication. Peptides do. So having a precision peptide that can go directly into the bloodstream, and then that will deliver a specific message to your body. So think about your DNA is a lock, and peptides is the key to unlock it. That makes sense. So they're going to help unlock specific functions in the body. For the last 40 years, they had this type of targeted support, but it wasn't available like this. The only way for you to get specific peptides was through injections. Um, and you've probably heard of these and maybe not known that they were peptides, but we see it all the time. Diabetics use insulin, for instance. That's a peptide to tell the body what to do with sugar. Um, there's fertility peptides that are used in IVF that tell the body to release eggs to support the reproductive system. A big one that we're hearing everywhere, can't watch TV without hearing about GLP-1 medications, right? Ozempic, Wegovy, you hear about all of those. Those are peptides that help to tell your body that you're full and to regulate those blood sugar levels. So all of these type of peptides that have been available for us are prescriptions, right? These are synthetics made in a lab, and they are injectables. So what's really cool is over the last 10 years, there's been two major breakthroughs. The first is with artificial intelligence. AI can now identify specific peptides found in nature that that will already match how the body works, and we can be able to get that precision that the synthetics were getting. And also the second thing is they now have been able to give you a delivery method that our body can absorb. So before they thought they had to bypass the digestive system, giving you those injections. And now with this technology, they've been able to create a coating around it to be able to your digestive system to be able to handle it so you can get it into the bloodstream. So now we have the option. You don't have to have injections for your body to be able to recognize and take in these peptides. It's a really big deal. Like this over the last 10 years, this has been such a breakthrough because now we have a natural, safe option to support our bodies and still get that precision, telling our body exactly what we want it to do, um, in a natural form, which is super cool. So that gives us now two options for how we can get these precision peptides. So again, you can get it synthetically from a lab. That's usually those injectables. They tend to be really expensive. A lot of people have a lot of side effects with some of them. There's all those different barriers as well. Or you can also have natural peptides that are bioactive peptides, right? Our body is recognizing them and can absorb them. They're safe for our body and they are bioavailable, which is really exciting. And they are less expensive as the injections. So The company that we are representing and talking about that has brought these to market is a company called Make Wellness, and they use bioactive precision peptides, the ones we're talking about here, which just basically means that they're sourced from nature and they're designed to work with our bodies, not to override it. I want you to think of those injectables as your body kind of taking a pause, and this is now taking control over your body. It's forcing your body to do something. Where the natural um, bioactive precision peptides are working with your body. It's more of those text messages. It's more of a reminder of your body to work the way it's supposed to work. And so you're not, that's why you're not having all of those side effects as well. So the question is, how are we going to get out of this burnout loop, right, with these peptides? And we're going to go through all of these kind of different areas to get out of that and how the peptides, the individual peptides, are going to help. Because there's four real basic areas that we need to always make sure that we're taking care of when we're talking about our health and wellness, right? Our sleep and recovery, stress and nervous system, muscle and metabolism, energy and hydration, and they're all connected. So when one is off, it's going to impact all of the others. So when we start supporting all of these things, then we're going to see this burnout loop start to disrupt. So I want to start first with muscle and metabolism because this is often where people feel the most impact of that burnout loop, right? When our metabolism starts to slow down, when our body starts storing more fat, this is usually what we notice first. It's at least what, that's what I notice first, right? Is my body slowing down, my weight's gaining, things like that. But again, it's not working in isolation. There is a bigger piece to this. And so there's two different peptides that fall in this category, and they're not in isolation. They really do work together. One is called fit, and that mainly is going to help with strength and muscle building, and then lean is to help with your metabolism and fat loss. So I'm going to talk a little bit more in detail about these two because these are powerhouse peptides. This first one, fit. We probably don't talk about building muscle as women, at least. Spencer jumped off here, but as women, we probably don't talk about building muscle as much as probably the men do. And it's really important that we do. As I've been aging, I know that my strength isn't there that it used to be. And that's because we lose 3 to 8% of our muscle every decade. And muscle isn't just, for strength as well. It's also muscle is about our metabolism. And so when we don't have muscle, our metabolism slows down as well. And so this product here, Fit, is going to help support building, repairing, and maintaining the muscle that you have. Like I said, which is really important for our long-term health. And if you decide that you want to use some of those injectables like a GLP-1, maybe you're working on, using one and it's working well for you, great. Add in some fit because one of the biggest problems with a GLP-1 is you don't only lose fat, 20% of your weight loss is muscle and bone density. And so it's really important that you're building muscle at the same time. And so Fit is such a great product that we want to make sure that we're using. So this comes in a powder form. You put it in water, mix it up, and drink it. It has an orange flavor. They also just came out with a second flavor, which is pineapple coconut, and it's also caffeine free. So the orange does have some natural caffeine in it, but the pineapple coconut does not. And I love them both, but I probably love the new one, the pineapple coconut, the best. Has anybody else tried those or have any thoughts about
I've only done the orange one. I haven't tried the other one yet, but I'm like super excited that the other one doesn't have caffeine. I was talking to Danny. That was the thing that I was most angry about.
them?
I'm like, why is there caffeine in here?
Yeah.
And so I like that they have the caffeine free option. I am a lover of caffeine, but not everybody can handle it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's great because yeah, some people I have a few people too that they can't do any caffeine. They get a little jittery. One thing to note about the caffeine as well is these are natural forms of caffeine. These aren't, it's not like drinking, your energy drinks and added things like that. This is going to be a natural form. And it's to help with the energy for cellular energy. So you're able to have your cells be able to work properly and communicate better and things like that. So that's one of the reasons that they do have the caffeine. But I love this product. I take this in the morning before I start on my walk or before I work out. And I'm noticing too, as I've been getting more into lifting, that I'm able to go a little bit longer. I'm able to, increase my weights, the heaviness of it as I go. So that's some things that I've been noticing as I've been using this for the last few months. The next one I want to talk about is lean. So lean comes in a capsule, and lean is going to help with your metabolism, and it helps with food cravings. Um, it helps with so you aren't snacking. It helps with blood sugar swings and things like that. And I will tell you, for me personally, the one thing that I've noticed the most is that cravings. Like it's just not there. And I'm the biggest sweet tooth there is, and I will, I'll make cookies when the kids come over and like I don't even want to eat it or I'll eat maybe half of it and I'm done. And that is so unlike me. And so I that's one thing that I've been noticing a lot. I've been on it, I will tell you, for 3 months. I have lost 10 pounds. I'm hoping to continue to lose. Danny's not on here, but she's getting close to the 20-pound mark, and we both started at the same time. Does that make you mad sometimes when people go faster than you? But so a lot of people are losing weight on this. It isn't going to be as fast as the injectable GLP-1s, but it is helping you eat less, helping those blood sugar levels or swings so you're not having those highs and lows, keeping them a little bit more stable. And so that's how that's going to help.
So
Anyone
then
else have anything to add on this or questions?
I just have a question. So if
Sure.
someone is taking those, then are they not doing this, or can they do both of them, like a GLP-1? Does that make sense?
So they don't recommend you doing both. And the main reason is because it is going to curb your appetite. And so is the GLP-1.
Right.
So both of them, it might curb your appetite too much. And so they really recommend if you're going to stay on a GLP-1, great, do that. Use lean as when you are ready to, get to your maintenance and then maintain with a lean. Um, but you could do the fit, and we have a couple other products that will help support all I'm going to talk about too, with your GLP-1. But I wouldn't do both. No, one or the other. Good question.
Yeah, I think Teresa, if you're microdosing, I think it'd probably be better. But if you're like full dosing, I would definitely wouldn't. It will just like kill it.
Yeah. I had a client ask me, so I
The
did look
research.
into that and did some research and I reached out to the support and that's kind of was their response. They don't recommend you doing both. And that was main reason. You need to get some calories in too. So
So I have another question because
yeah.
this is oral. Does the stomach acid eat away at this to make it less effective?
No, that's one of the cool things that they've been able to discover is they put a coating um, on it that protects it from the stomach acid. So it's able to be digested.
Well, the lean, but what about the powder?
Yeah, all of them.
All of them. Okay.
Yep. Yep,
Thank you.
all of them. All right, let's talk about sleep and recovery because this is so important. We need to get our sleep. I've always thought I was one who got pretty good sleep. Never really felt like I didn't. My husband's one that does not get good sleep. And so before we started using some products that I'm going to talk about here, um, we started to monitor our sleep. Does anyone do that? Do you wear like a Fitbit or have an Apple Watch or an Oura Ring or something like that and kind of know where you stand on your sleep? Uh, so for me, well, let me tell you about the two products first, then I'll tell you what happened with my sleep. So for this one, we have a couple of different products. We have one called Restored that is really helping to relax the body, to be able to restore and get some deep sleep and REM sleep, which is really what that one's awesome to get that restoration from the day's um, activities and workouts and things like that. We need to get that deep sleep. And then we have a product called Calm. And this one helps to calm down the nervous system and it quiets that mental chatter as well, to relax your body. So they both will help with sleep, but also it's more than that. It's really helping your body to restore and to calm that nervous system. So, but I do want to talk about this product, Restored. So like I said, we started monitoring our sleep before I started taking products. So my score was like in the 80s. I was doing pretty good. I was staying asleep most of the night. I had everything looking good. When I started taking it first night, I was at 99 after taking our restored. It went like shot high. I was doing so great. My husband, on the other hand, when he tested his, he was at a 50. His score was 50, and he had zero REM sleep and zero deep sleep. And first night taking the restored, he got up to 70 and he had both deep sleep and REM sleep. So he's been taking this and now he's been able to get up into the 80s and it's just each time it's getting better and better. And so we love this. I'm like, oh, I swear by it, I've been giving this to everybody because it's really great. But this is important to get that deep sleep, right? Because that's when our body repairs. It's when our hormones balance, when our we get detoxed in our body, things like that. And you can see some of the studies that are listed on that slide, showing what results people have had. 72% have increased in their deep sleep, 68 increased in their REM sleep. So super, super great. Does anyone else love the restored product? Have you tried it? Yeah. Um, Stress and nervous system is really important. We know we get stress in our body, which is good. We need to get stress, but then we need to go back into homeostasis. Our problem is when we stay in that stress mode, it affects everything, and then our body can't repair, recover, function, and affects our gut. It affects our metabolism. It affects everything, and so it's really important that we do balance that out. And so this has two products, again, to help with these things. One is Calm, which also I had in the sleep part. So I'm going to talk about that one. Another product called Focused. And you can see how all of these product names tell you exactly what the results are that you're going to get when you take these products. So Calm, this one slows down your nervous system. So it's going to help reduce stress, anxiousness. It does help you sleep as well. It can help balance your emotions, improve concentration, mental clarity. Um, this one has been really awesome. I've used it a few different times in different scenarios and was kind of surprised. Um, One, I gave this to my daughter when she was visiting. She is very anxious when she flies. She had to fly home, and I gave her some Calm to take on the plane. And she was texting me like, "Okay, I'm like happy, like this is almost like a drug because I'm so happy." Like she felt great. Um, I would tell you for me when I've slept and like how my mind just keeps going, you just can't stop thinking. I'll go and take Calm, and that does calm down my mind. Um, and the other thing that surprised me with this though is how much it calmed our body. I um I have tremors. It's genetic. All my siblings, we all have tremors. And usually I'll go and I have some essential oils and some things that I take when I start to shake a little bit. And my husband said to me, "Why don't you try Calm?" Because it worked for him on his restless leg. And so I took it and immediately my hands stopped shaking and I was calmed down. So I am a believer in this one as well. It's really been helpful for me. I think Caitlin, you were just telling me how much you loved that and it was helping you sleep.
Yeah, I have liked that one a lot. It does just help kind of, not that it makes you sleepy, but you're able to kind of turn your brain off and it's like, okay, I can relax and kind of shove everything off to the side and go to sleep rather than replaying it 10 million times in your brain and not actually going to sleep.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, the next product in this category was called Focused. Um, Focused is one that's going to help kind of clear the fog, right? It's going to help you get more done. My husband swears by this one. I'll tell you, I have not used this one, so I don't have any personal testimonies, but he is like when he takes it, he feels like he's laser focused on his projects. He's been able to work and get things done better than he said he has in years. So he does not go a day without focused. Um, so it helps you concentrate, helps, like I said, get the fog out, helps the scatter kind of dissipate. So a really good one. This one's in a pill. I didn't tell you to let me go back here on the Calm. This one is a powder, and this one you can actually just dump right in your mouth. You don't need to mix it with water. Um, it's kind of like a little pixie stick. You just pour it right on your mouth. But the focus is capsules that you would take and swallow. Okay, our last category is energy and hydration. Um, and we know that this is so important because it's going to impact all of the other things that we've been talking about. So this one we have one called Energized, which does support you having some natural forms of energy. And then we have a product called Hydrated. So Energized, and this is probably the easiest one for people to understand because we know when our energy is off, right? We know when we're lagging and we need a little pick me, excuse me, a little pick me up. And so you're going to get this natural form of caffeine in this one. So if you're one that can't do caffeine, then you wouldn't want energized. But this one, like I said, this is a natural form that's going to energize your cells so they'll communicate better. Which is the same thing that we want in the hydrated. The hydrated actually is not a peptide, it's just a support product. These are going to be your electrolytes. Because for those messages for your peptides to work, your cells need to be hydrated to communicate. And so if you're not hydrating well enough, they're not going to work as well. And so it's really important that you hydrate. So for if you're going to stay on your GLP-1, the two products we recommend you being on to support you with that would be this one, the hydrated, and also the fit, because that's going to be important in your success with your GLP-1. Um, this one's just there's some pictures on there of people with their results, but what I wanted to kind of point out with some of these testimonials of people, what people are noticing. You heard from some of us, but it's not just one peptide. We're not just working on just muscle building or just energy or just hydration. It's really working as a whole system. And so stacking some of these products, they're meant to go together, and so you can have better results with that. Um, and so that's kind of what we recommend is you stacking, um, not working, like I said, in isolation in just one area, but having a whole system. And so the one that we recommend a lot of people to start with, um, is this one that we call the Breakthrough Kit. It's designed to work with your body in all of those areas that we talked about. You got the fit, the lean, and the restored because we're gonna work as the whole system with your metabolism. The fit, if you get the one with the caffeine, that also has energy in it. We get lean to work with your metabolism. We can de-stress and rest our bodies with the restore. And so it's a great kind of threesome to start with. And here's just some pictures of some people you can see that have been on those three products for the last few months and some results that they've been having with just those three products. So, what does this look like when we want to get you from that burnout cycle into our breakthrough? So, it could be with this breakthrough kit. I want to talk about this because this is our most popular kit. It has three products in it. It has that Fit, Lean, and Restore I just talked about. You also get a free glass water bottle with your first order. And so, if you were to purchase all three of those products individually, which you can buy any product individually, but these three products would be $289.97 if you bought them individually. If you bought them in the stack, they reduce that down to $229.98. And so that's basically giving you the restored product for free, which is really exciting. The other way to save money is to do the subscribe and save. Subscribe and save will save you 10% off, and that puts it down to $206.98. And you can always cancel your subscribe and save. I tell everybody, get the discount. Do the subscribe and save. If it doesn't work for you, you can always cancel it. It's definitely the best way and to save money. Now, as you're doing this too, if this is working for you and you keep ordering this on subscribe and save, at the 4 month mark, the 10% off turns into 20% off, which is really great. Also, for your first order, we have a $10 off coupon for you. So be sure to ask the person who invited you. Um, they'll have a link with that coupon code on it for you to get started and make sure you want to get that. But I do want to let you know that this isn't just buying products. We really want to help you with this entire system. And so With this, we want to set you up for success. So when you get started with the breakthrough stack, you're not only going to get those products that we talked about, but you're also going to get resources. You'll get us as affiliates that are helping you troubleshoot and work with you and help you, but you're also going to get meal plans, exercise plans, trackers. You get a gift when you complete the 3 months because this is a 3 month program. Why 3 months? Well, it gives your body the time it needs to really shift, adapt, and transform with guidance from all of us to stay on track. All of those slides I showed you where it had studies and of each of those products, all of those were 3 month studies. And so when we're telling you the results that they got, that is the 3 months. So that's why we recommend you doing the 3 months. So what's cool about that is because this is a 3 month program, Make has this 90-day money back guarantee. So you could do the whole 3 months. If it didn't work out for you, you can definitely get your money back. So it's a win-win. I love it. It's such a great um, option that they give to us. If you don't buy it through the breakthrough, I will tell you if you buy individual products, those are all 30-day money back guarantees. But this program is a 90-day money back guarantee. So when you decide to get started and choose what products you want to start with, you have the option of a couple things. You could be a customer or affiliate. There is no fees for either option, no requirements, no different pricing or anything like that. So when you start, if you're a customer, that's great. If you just want to use products for yourself and your family, awesome. You also, as a customer, could be what we call a sharer. Make gives you your own little coupon link for $10 off that you can share with friends. They'll get $10 off their first order, and Make will give you also $10 off your next order. So that's a really a great option for you. If you decide that, hey, as I'm listening to all this, I know lots of people that could use this, and you're like, I would love to be an affiliate. Great. You'll also get a link that when people use that one as an affiliate to get their $10 off. Instead of you earning product points, you're going to earn percentage of a commission check on everything they order, and that's paid out daily, which is awesome. This just gives you a little bit of an idea of how amazing the affiliate program is. There are no fees to joining. There's no requirements of anything you have to do every month. You get up to 40% in commissions off of your customers' orders. And like I said, that's paid out daily. And it's for the lifetime of that customer. So when they reorder, you're still getting that same percentage, which is awesome. And Make Wellness has so many wonderful resources to help you be successful, but also you'll be part of a lot of us ladies who are affiliates as well, as we work as a team to help support each other and each other's customers. If that interests you at all, we do have another event on Thursday night, the same Zoom link, where we're going to dive into that affiliate program and explain a little bit more of what that looks like, how you actually earn money. So if that interests you, we would love to invite you to join us Thursday, same time, 7 p.m. Mountain Time on this same Zoom link. We would love for you to come. But that's kind of all I have for you tonight. I was pretty good, 35 minutes. But to get started, you will just reach out to the affiliate that invited you. They'll help talk you through what's best for you, what your needs are, and help you, of course, get that $10 off as well. But thank you so much. I will open it up if anyone has any questions.